Hi, boys and girls. It's Thursday, December 17th, and this is your reading lesson for today. What I would like you to have is you're going to need your little book from It's Whale at the Lake, and then it has the paper with it. Should be together in your packet. So it's, let's see, page 105 and 107. 2 pages, okay? And then also if you have something to write on, it could be your dry erase board or a paper, something to write on because we're going to practice our word wall words today. Because for some of you, let's see, it's Thursday, so it'll be, if you're an e-learner, you might have your test tomorrow. And if you're an 8A kid, which all of you probably are, you're going to have your test on Monday. Okay, so this week we've been talking about time and different ways of telling time, and all of our stories have been about time. Okay, so let's look at some of our words, and then I'm going to ask you some questions that you can answer. So remember, immediately just means it happens right away. Schedule, when you schedule something, that means it shows what time and in what order you need to do things. Occasion is just something that is, if it's an occasion, you like celebrate it or you do something on that occasion. It's like a special time or an event. Like your birthday is one of your favorite occasions, I bet. Weekend is Saturday and Sunday, the days of the week. The weekend is Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday. And then calendar is just ways to keep track of time. So there might be months. You can have months on a calendar, years, weeks, daily calendar. So speaking of calendars, what are some good things to write on a calendar? So if you had a calendar at home, what are some things you would maybe write on the calendar? Try to tell me one thing you might write on a calendar. Okay, yeah, so things like a birthday, or maybe you have a special thing coming up that you have to be at, like maybe a doctor's appointment, or something fun coming up, a play date with a friend. You would write the things that you want to remember to do. Holidays, you might write. So this is a November calendar here. They might have Thanksgiving written on Thanksgiving for their calendar. Okay, so think about this. What do you do immediately after you get home from school? What's something you do immediately? That means right away. Okay, I know some of you said eat a snack, or you go play. Maybe some of you said take my shoes off. Okay, so something that you do immediately. Okay, what is your favorite special occasion? So like in a special event, like birthdays, holidays. Maybe it'd be something just like every Friday your family has pizza and they play games. Do you have a favorite special occasion? Okay. Birthdays, holidays, good. Okay. And what is your schedule after school? So I asked you what you do immediately. What do you do then as a schedule? Is there certain things that you do in a certain order after school when you get home? Or maybe you don't go home. Maybe you go to a babysitter. Or maybe you go to pals. What is your schedule like? So yeah, for me, like I heard some of you say, like you go home and maybe you play for a while and then eat dinner. Maybe you take a bath, get ready for bed, read a book, a schedule, things you follow. Okay. And that is all for our vocabulary. All right, so now I want to practice our word wall words. First, I'm going to show them again. And you can see them too up there. All right. What's this one? Away. Today. Y, W-H. Way, W-A-Y, way. Some, now, and back to away. Now I'm going to mix them up. Try to. Okay, how about now? Today, some. Remember, if to learn how to spell it, if you think this might help. So, and then me. So, me. Some. Rhymes with come, and we do have come as a word wall word already. C-O-M-E. Some is S-O-M-E. Away. Why. Now. Way. Back to today. Okay, now get your paper or your board. Okay, I'm going to say one of our word wall words and you write it as fast as you can. Try not to peek. I'm going to leave my words up there, but try not to look at them. First try without looking, and then if you can't, you can look. Because that helps us know what we need to keep practicing for the test. Because remember, the test, they're not going to be up there. Okay, so first one, I want you to write it as fast as you can. Ready? Now. Hold it up. Let's spell it. N-O-W. Now. This says ow. N-O-W. Now. N-O-W. Now. Okay, erase it. Ready? Let's do away. Okay, at the beginning you hear but remember it's not a U. A-W-A-Y. Spell it again. A-W-A-Y. This says A, and this says away. All right, erase it. Today. Right, today. So if I took off day, it says two. If I take off two, it says day. This is a compound word because it has two words that make up one word. So there's two different words in it. Okay, so let's see. T-O-D-A-Y. Do it again. T-O-D-A-Y. One more. T-O-D-A-Y. Okay, erase it. Ooh, let's do some. Think so, me. Okay, let's spell it. S-O-M-E. Some. S-O-M-E. Some. One more. S-O-M-E. Some. Good job. Erase it. And let's do the other one that rhymes with some of the others. Let's do way. Way. 3 letters. Now let's spell it. W-A-Y. Way. W-A-Y. Way. W-A-Y. Way. So that has a long A sound like our spelling words this week, but it doesn't have a magic E. It has the Y that makes the A say A. So the Y is a vowel in this word. Remember, vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. So let's look at way, and then I'm going to just write above it, away. Almost exactly the same, isn't it? Just has the A on the front. And then today, these all rhyme. Away, way, today. And they all end with that A-Y, A. Isn't that funny? All right, let's do our last one. This is a question word. It has the W-H, Y. Y. W-H-Y. And then the word is Y. W-H-Y. Y. W-H-Y. Y. This is the vowel again. There's no A, E, I, or O, or U. It's just Y. And it says I. Y. So when it doesn't have the A with it, that says A. In this word, it says I. All right, erase it. Okay, keep practicing those for your spelling test on Monday or tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so let's get our Whale at the Lake. I want you to go ahead and fold it into your book. And I want you to read it. Read it to yourself. You can pause me. Go ahead and pause me to read it. All right. So you've read this story, Whale at the Lake. Okay, so let's look at this. All right, and I'm not going to reread the story because I wanted you to read it on your own. Okay? All right, so we are going to think about the story that we just read. I want you to think about what happened at the beginning and in the middle and at the end. We're going to decide which one of these sentences is the beginning, and we're going to put a 1. Which sentence is the middle, we're going to put a 2. And which sentence is the end, and we're going to put a 3. All right, so I want you to go ahead and read the sentences and put 1, 2, and 3. Which one do you think is first, which one is second, and which one is third in the story? Okay. If you're not done, pause me here so you can try to finish. Okay, so let's see. Which one of these happened first? Whale plays with his pals? Was that at the beginning of the story? Or Whale sees his pals? Or Whale skates to the lake? Yeah, he skates to the lake. That's first in the story, so that's where we're going to put our number 1. So if you don't have a 1, you need to change it. That is first. Okay, then what comes second? What happens in the middle? Whale plays with his pals, or Whale sees his pals? Yes, he's not playing with them yet, is he? He sees his pals. That's number 2. How are you doing? Okay, is this last? Whale plays with his pals at the end? Yes. So that is number 3. So whale skates to the lake, whale sees his pals, whale plays with his pals. That's the order of the story. Beginning, middle, end. Good job. Okay, let's look at the back. All right, so remember when we did is contractions last unit? We talked about like he is, and then we changed it to he's. Okay, well now we're going to learn about not contractions, and we're going to learn them again. So this is kind of an introduction to them. Okay, so we're going to look on my Smart Notebook. You can use your dry erase board if you want to for this. It might help for you to understand it better. If not, you can just watch. Okay, so instead of having is as our second word, we're going to do words with not. So I am going to do is, we're going to start with is not. Is not. So I could say she is not being nice. I want to change this to a contraction. So remember, we push it together, we pound out some letters, and we put an apostrophe. So instead of saying is not, I wanted to say isn't. She isn't being nice. So when we're changing the not to a contraction, we're going to move it. Oop, it's not going to move for me. So let me rewrite it. I want it to let me move it. Okay. I'm going to move it over. I don't want the O in there anymore. I'm going to pound it out. Bye, O. Okay. Now, because I pounded the O out, I'm going to put this here to show there was an O there. There was a letter there. And now I'm going to move I'm going to move this T over a little bit. And now it says isn't. Now, I didn't change is, but I changed the not to nt, and apostrophe T. Okay, let's try another one. How about does? Is our word does not. What would that become as a contraction? What word would it be? It would be doesn't. So we're going to move that over. Oh, it's not going to do it. Okay, we're going to pretend to move it over. And I'm going to put my O in there. Pound out that O and put an apostrophe in its place. Doesn't. Does not means doesn't. I'm going to show you one that's it changes the sound a little bit. I want to show you this one. Do not. Mom and Dad might say, do not look at your presents. Do not peek. Okay, so do not. How would we change that to a contraction? Don't? That doesn't sound right, does it? What does it become? Don't. Right, it becomes don't. So we're going to move over the N, pound out that O, put apostrophe. Don't. Instead of don't, that says don't. Okay, and I want to show you can't, because can't's a little bit different too. It has to get rid of an N. Can, not. Look at the two N's, see them? Cannot. We don't want two N's in can't. We're going to change it to can't. We're going to move that over, but we're going to pound out an N and an O. So now we just have the T, apostrophe T. Can't. We don't want two N's. That would look funny. It would look like this. That doesn't look right, does it? We had to take that extra N out. Can't means cannot. Okay? All right, so now let's look at, whoops. This little game. It says match the words to the contraction. Okay, so isn't, can you see it? Isn't, what does isn't become, what two words makes isn't? Has not, is not, or are not? Right, is not. So we take that, I don't even know how to do it. Is that what we do? Oh, there we go. Isn't becomes is not. Okay, what is hasn't? What two words make up hasn't? Has not or are not? Has not, right? Has not. So aren't is are not. Okay, we're going to check it.
Fantastic.
Fantastic, she said.
Correct.
All right, and it was correct. We were correct. Okay, let's try another one. Let's start over here this time. Does not. What would we match that to? Does not is didn't, doesn't, or haven't. Does. Come on. Oh, I guess I have to go this way. So does not matches doesn't. Okay, have not. Didn't or haven't. Right, because the haves match, right? The haves match. Have not. Did not is didn't. Check.
Excellent work.
Excellent work. I think there's one more page. We might as well do it. Wasn't, were not, cannot, was not. Was not. Oh, was not. Here's that one where you had to take out extra N's. Can't goes with were not or cannot. Right? Cannot. Weren't goes with were not. Are we right?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Hi, good job. Okay, now we're going to look at the back of our whale. Remember we just did the whale thing? Okay, let's look at this side. So a contraction is a short form of two words. An apostrophe takes the place of the missing letters. Usually it's the O that you pound out. The apostrophe in isn't stands for the letter O. They got rid of the O. So is not equals isn't. Okay, we're going to write the contraction for these two words. Has not. What do we write? Hasn't. Hasn't. Okay. So we do H, A, S, and then we're going to put N apostrophe T instead of the O. We're going to, no space. We're going to keep it all one word. Apostrophe up high, T. Just like in our is contractions. Hasn't. I know that flashes like lines when it does that. You guys see lines? There. Okay. Oh, still doing it. Are not becomes aren't. So we write R and then N apostrophe T. Get rid of that O. Aren't means are not. Was not becomes wasn't. Let's get a new color. Was, and then N apostrophe T. Wasn't. And cannot. Ooh, that's the one we have to get rid of both an N and an O in there. We're going to do can't. So write can apostrophe T. Can't. So we have hasn't, aren't, wasn't, can't. And that means has not, are not, was not, cannot. Okay, let's choose one of these to finish our sentence. Never mind. Nate blank go. Nate, oh, because look at his bike. Something's wrong with the wheel here. So Nate hasn't go. Nate aren't go. Nate wasn't go. Or Nate can't go. Yes, can't. Good job. So C-A-N apostrophe T. That means cannot. Okay, I want you to double check your work. Make sure you have your apostrophes after the N. And then before the T. Okay. All right, because we always want to double check our work, make sure we do everything correctly and that we didn't forget anything, because sometimes we forget, right? Okay. Wow, that was a long, I feel like that was a long reading, so if you stuck with me through the whole thing, I hope you did a good job. All right, so I do want you to do one more thing. You're going to have to send those things to your teacher. Then let me grab something. Okay, I actually had it right here. Okay, so in your book, remember that we did On My Way to School yesterday? And we talked about beginning, middle, and end. Okay, I want you to read this story to somebody at home, or if there's no one to read it to your stuffed animals, the mirror, your pet, anything. Just read. I want you to read On My Way to School. Okay, with someone, but I want you to read it to them. Okay, so you're going to read that at least one more time. Practice, 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 practice that reading, boys and girls. All right, so I will see you tomorrow for reading. Tomorrow is Friday, and have a good rest of your day. Bye, everybody.